Episode 1 of Castaway Diva starts with a look at Diva Ranju, who's on her way to a radio show. The host there is getting nervous because she's late, but he's reassured that she's in the elevator on the way up. This is a life or death experience, at least for little Seo Makha. She's an island native on Chunsam Island and absolutely desperate to become a singing idol. It's all she thinks about. She's desperate to get a phone so she can listen in. Makha even plays the sob story and begins crying in front of a fellow student, Kiho, trying to gain sympathy so she can have his phone. He concedes and lets her reluctantly, given her own is on charge at home. Makha answers the call just in time and speaks to the Ranju. Makha naturally can't keep it together and starts fangirling. Midway through, young Kiho nonchalantly takes his phone back, replaces the SIM and crushes Makha's heart. The thing is, she was hoping to sing for her and be taken away from this world, becoming a diva, which is her dream. Kiho, meanwhile, is on a very different trajectory in life. He works hard down by the docks, behind his father's back, to make as much money as possible. He begs his boss to keep it a secret from him, claiming that he's doing this to buy his pa a gift. Naturally, the guy immediately goes and tells Kiho's dad. Unfortunately, when he returns home, he beats his son Kiho, berating him for hoarding money. It's a horrible moment, and there's a really slick scene during the morning after, as Kiho puts the mirror back up and looks at his reflection. There's a crack all the way down, reflecting his own imperfections in life. Kiho is on a collision course with Makha though, who's desperate to get her hands on a digital camera. And guess who has one? Yep, it's Kiho. Makha broaches the subject the next day and offers a whole bunch of cash to film her performance. As she begins signing, there's a big OL montage. These different angles, all over the island, are then edited together by Kiho, who has a bunch of books back home on video editing. Unfortunately, Makha also comes from a broken home, with her stepfather just as abusive as Kiho's. He smashes up her guitar in tribute to Ranju, leaving Makha in such a state that she doesn't even show up to school the next day. Instead, she works for her father. Kiho, though, knowing that today is the deadline for the video submission, rides off down to see Makha. Police are outside his father's shop though, who explains his situation by saying he's just a bit drunk and beat her. For her sake. Through the window, Kiho sees the bruises on her arm and knows exactly what's going on. The police, unfortunately, are not helpful. They force Makha to apologize and not play up again, while her dad is told to hug her. That night, Kiho shows up to see Makha and hands over her finished video file. Together, they watch Ranju on TV, with Kiho revealing that she used to be from the island but had plastic surgery and her dialect changed to wipe away any remnant of being from the island. Kiho takes the file back and decides to apply on her behalf, putting his own number down for the confirmation so her father can't know about this. Ranziro Gio gets the file through and loves Makha's work. She even likes the music video too, showing off all the sights and sounds of the island. The next day, Kiho receives a call on behalf of Makha. He's shocked and races through school to find her. It's Seo-hun from Sugar Agency, and he hands the call over. She shrugs off the idea, believing it's impossible to get over to Seoul. Kiho is shocked, but in class, she breaks down in tears. Kiho understands her woes, knowing that she wants to be saved from her hell of a life. Kiho is insistent, pointing out that if she doesn't do anything, she's going to die like the fish in the fish tank. She needs to take a chance and gamble. And Kiho is going to help her out. When her father gets drunk again, Kiho tells her to come over and knock on the window. She does that, he'll leave with her. He'll take her to Ranju. It doesn't take long for her to leave either. Kiho is true to his word, and packs up a bag for her to leave alongside Hai. He even has a raincoat and extra shoes too. Kiho makes the call, finds the date and time to meet in Seoul, and promises that they'll be there no matter what. In the middle of the night, while she's out, Amoha's father wakes up and bangs on her bedroom door once more. As he races out, Ranju makes her decision and decides to sign up to Seojun's agency. Unfortunately, the fisherman down by the dock notices Makha and Kiho together, and makes a call over to the former's mom. It's touch and go for a while, as they get on a boat across to the mainland, unaware that Makha's father is desperate to get her back. Kiho realizes that they'll both be caught unless he does something, so he stalls for time and gives Makha instructions to get to Seoul. He even hands over his phone too. Kiho makes her promise to be the best idol ever, and hurries off the boat to stall for time. "I won't let you take another step, sir," he says, and takes a beating on Makha's behalf to save her. While he holds Makha's father off, Makha opens the bag left behind and finds an array of different items, including food, a diary, and photos of his abuse in the back. Only, there's a problem. Makha's dad manages to get on board the boat. With nowhere else to go, and nothing else for it, Makha jumps off the back of the boat into the water below. Her father tumbles over the edge too, and then we cut to black. When we return, it's Kiho, and he awakens in hospital. He learns what happened, and how the search teams have been trying to find her, but to no avail. Unfortunately, this means Makha doesn't show up to her appointment with Ranju, and is presumed to be dead, alongside her father. Symbolically, Kiho heads to their shop and decides to let the fish go into the water. Kiho is beside himself with grief, believing this shining star has passed away and is dead. In reality, though, she's anything but. Makha is very much alive, but in a rough way. She's stranded on a desert island all alone, and with seemingly no way back. Here is this island? Who knows? She heads inland though and finds potato flowers. She's got enough to survive on, and as the years go by, Kiho meets outside the station every year at the allotted time to try and meet her, refusing to believe she's dead. As for Makha, she's made a life for herself over the years, complete with plenty of food, fresh water, and a nice little hut too. However, one fateful day everything changes when a drone shows up and sees Makha by the show. The episode review Castaway Diva kicks off with an excellent opening episode, one packed full of drama, heart, and charm. The only trouble is, it comes from the same writer who brought us Startup, and we all know how that ended. However, that similarly had a really strong opening few episodes, so either way, it looks like we're off to a good start. There are sprinklings of 25-21 here, especially with the two kid leads who grow up to be in different places in life, and it'll be fascinating to see how these two reunite. There's some great cinematography in this, and lovely symbolic scenes, especially the one with Kiho looking in the broken mirror. The acting, as you'd expect, is great all round, and there's a good balance of drama and tension too. The synopsis would lead you to believe this is going to be a comedy, but so far, this is anything but. That could change going forward, but we'll see. So far, the tone is wonderful. Castaway Diva looks like it could be another very strong weekend drama on Netflix. Roll on tomorrow's follow-up.